For the record, I did not mean to name the bird Magnum. I actually meant to name him Magnum. Cro-Magnon, named after the area where the early remains of human beings were found. And I have since found out that Cro-Magnon is an outdated term. They just usually use early humans. For the record, we don't know if it's a male or female. My wife insists that while I was in the States for 6 weeks, she developed this relationship with this particular bird and she could pick it out of a group. I'm not convinced. What I can tell you is this. After I came back from my trip, I resumed the relationship I had started with this crow. And basically we got to the point where a crow would show up on our balcony, sample of the seeds we had left, and fly off. After about a month of doing this, I didn't see this bird coming when I was in range and staying on the balcony wall and eating in front of me and walking closer as my wife had said it had done. I'm not saying that the bird didn't come closer, but I wasn't particularly convinced that there was one bird that she could pick out herself. Because on the day that I'm thinking of, it was windy. And I placed the seeds out as usual, but every time I came back to check, because I would go into the house so I'm not threatening or anything, when I would come back to check, the seeds would be gone. But it wasn't the bird, it was the wind. So I start going into this whole thing of, I pick up the seeds, I place them back, and then as I'm doing that, I notice across the way, there's more than one bird watching. They look identical. Oh, my wife would say, they're like snowflakes, they're all different. But for me, black head, gray chest, some black markings on the chest, and then, black wings and gray parts. They look the same. So I'm not sure which of the two birds is Magnum. This is not a big deal because, in fact, if they're coming back and forth and they're playing tag team and they both feel comfortable, that's great. But that's not where this story is heading. Because when my wife was doing it, she came home one day to the apartment building and found this message in Hebrew asking, pleading that we should not mentioning us by name, but that no one should be throwing sunflower seeds down onto the sidewalk, as if we're throwing sunflower seeds down onto the sidewalk. Anyway, the day I come home, I'm coming into the entryway to get our mail. I open up the mailbox, and what do I see? Seeds. Uneaten sunflower seeds. Now, remember, the bird usually takes most of them. Yeah, might crack a couple open and they fall down to the sidewalk. But for the most part, these seeds that were on the sidewalk were from the windy day. So I go down there to check myself. Yeah, there are a couple seeds. A few by the garbage can. There are also cigarette butts, some dog poop, and then the birds. Two of them at least were having a nice time watching from across the way, probably laughing to themselves and thinking, when is that dunderhead going to go back into the apartment so we can have our seeds in peace?